Hola and bienvenidos a la Midwest Flyways podcast. I am your host, Joey Basayo, and I have two other Mings right next to me.
Big time Ming.
Yep.
Big Mings.
Yeah.
We have Quabby Cowda, and we have Cowness.
What's up?
Cool.
Oh. That's my new name now.
So
Greg, Cole, whatever.
ever since we had our son, I've been on pure 2-year-old duty.
Yeah.
Like, she wakes up in the middle of the night, you're doing it. The second she wakes up in the morning, bottle, breakfast, everything.
Dad Joey.
And the amount of times that this kid has been like, "Is cool? Is it cool? Is that cool?" And she means Cal. It is just the funniest thing. So, like, Cal will randomly work in the office, and then he'll be in the field and shit, so I'll just, like, try him on a FaceTime to see if she can, like, talk to him, because he'll text me in the morning, and she'll look at my phone, she'll be like, "It's cool. It's cool."
She sees my face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She instantly knows it's you, and I'm just like, that is hilarious.
We got a good bond going.
She knows it for Jamie, she knows it for my dad, and she knows it for you.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's amazing. She's my favorite. She's amazing.
She's hilarious,
Yeah.
dude.
So funny. One of my favorite things, dude, is, and one of the things that makes me, like, so excited to have my daughter is seeing Aziza just continue to grow. It's been so much fun, and she's just, like, developing her little personality.
It's a personality.
It's amazing.
Right? It's a personality.
Huge bitch, but
My daughter?
I'm kidding.
Thanks. Wow.
Oh, no.
One of my best friends just got demoted.
Damn.
That hurts. Calls my daughter a bitch.
This is going to be really funny to show her when she's older.
She's not even 2.
She's not a bitch, obviously. She's
No,
the
but
best.
you're always right. And so
Oh, no.
she's a bitch. Hey, Roya. Cal just called Aziza a bitch. Just because.
Well, I was totally joking, but Joey's actually upset about it.
I was fine.
He's taking it personally.
I can
yeah.
call my daughter a bitch. You can't.
She's just got a little attitude sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And who do you think she got it from?
Ooh,
Ding dong.
I don't know about that.
Ding dong.
You got an attitude, bro.
Nah. I'm just stubborn.
Bad at it.
I'm just stubborn.
Isn't that what 2 Chainz said? You got bad at it.
I don't know.
I think that's what he meant.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
I live out in the country.
Yeah.
I don't.
I hear you, dude. You get a lot of news though.
It's true. I get a lot of news, but I don't really listen to music, like, at all.
Really?
No.
You used to a lot.
Yeah, I used to, but
Big EDM guy.
So since we gave birth, because I helped, you know, I
Nice.
caught him in the tub.
Nice job, dude.
I can now say that we gave birth, but the only
See what
way to
Roy thinks
calm
about
this
that.
child down in the morning is to play some music, because then she actually, like, stops moving for a second and, like,
Bob's
just stands. She, like, bobs and weaves. And we've been running through all the old music choices. And let me tell you, loves Dixie Chicks.
Nice.
Loves.
It's just the chicks now,
Yeah.
by the way. So
Yep. Yeah, it's just the chicks. Because that's racist.
still Dixie chicks, by the way, though.
Mhm. And then she loves EDM.
Loves EDM.
Loves EDM.
Wow, you got to
dude.
bring back some EDM in your life,
Dude.
All kids love to dance, by the way. Carter, you a dancer?
No.
Really?
No.
You used to like it
When?
when you were a kid.
Oh, maybe.
You ever met a kid that didn't like to dance, Joey?
No.
Yeah. That's why when I meet adults that don't want to dance, I'm like, why, dude? What do you think's going to happen to you? Your life's not going to change because you're a bad dancer.
Well, people are
Self-conscious.
scared. Yes. They are scared to show.
You going to dance at your wedding?
I have to. So, yeah.
This is Aziz's favorite song. It's 10 years old. It's got 1.1 billion views.
Oh, yeah, bro. This goes, dude.
Oh, it goes so hard.
Does it drop?
Oh, yeah. Here, I fast forwarded it for you.
All right. Is it going to drop?
Is that too loud?
A little bit.
This goes hard, bro. She's got good taste.
Oh, it goes so hard, dude. In the morning when you're cooking breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
What's he going?
I don't want to get demonetized.
Right.
But no, it's by Indila, and it's Danier Dance.
Danyar dance.
Yeah. It's trippy.
Oh, man. We're playing that at Carter's wedding for sure, huh?
I don't know how to say it, but you try to say it. But yeah, that's the only way to like calm her down and to keep her focused on
Dernier dance. Indila. Dernier dance.
Yeah. No, she goes ham.
That's amazing.
She goes ham.
Love
Likes
that.
Rascal Flats, the Chicks,
Yeah.
and EDM.
Yeah, she's my fave.
Big time.
Bad at it.
Yeah, dude. You're going to lose your mind when your kid like grows up and understands stuff, and you're going to fuck up a lot. And
Oh, for sure.
dude,
I'm excited. Any day now.
the no sleep thing, it's bad. I don't know how Roya is actually functioning.
She's got mom instincts, so that's a different level of sleep deprivation you can live through.
God. Well, guys, enough of our kids
Mm.
and our unborn children.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into some waterfowl shit, huh? With an intro. Would you start that 30 seconds early or what?
Yeah, I thought you were going to get into it a little quicker. I was going to be right on, and you just delayed.
Wrong. Fired, actually.
Have you played this song for Aziza?
No. I played the Snow Goose video that we did with Jake Whiteman.
Yeah.
Constantly. Goose! Goose!
It's Goose?
Is Goose! Screaming at the TV. Is Dada? Is Goose!
It's Goose, dude.
Screaming it. God.
It's really fun.
No, but we just yesterday introduced her to her first movie.
Aziza's first movie?
Yeah.
Space Jam?
No. Damn. Finding Dory or whatever.
Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, one of the ones?
Yeah, the
Second one,
sequel.
Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, and
Did
she
she
like
like it?
actually sat still.
Really? She got sucked in.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it's a
way,
movie
dude.
made
It's
for
fish.
kids.
It's fish. It's fish. Every time a fish came on the screen, which was every 40, which was every 0.4 seconds.
Sounds like it wasn't that fun to watch.
It was bad.
Is fish?
She was. He's fish. He's fish. Literally shaking. Just can't wait to say what it is. Then it goes to the next clip, and it's Nemo and his dad. This fish.
That's so awesome.
She's a Meng.
Dude, you got to show her Thomas the Train.
Oh, dude. Well,
It's train.
if I just brought her in front of Carter,
Right? It's the train.
she goes TT.
TT, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. What movie are you thinking that she'll really be annoying to watch with?
Oh,
Oh, you should watch that new Migration movie.
I was going to
with
say
her.
that.
Is Duck?
yeah. We were actually thinking of bringing her to a theater,
stuck.
but we decided against
Yeah,
it because
good choice.
fuck that.
Yeah, good idea.
Fuck that.
For sure.
No, we put on a YouTube video the other day because she has like all these stuffed animals and they're all rabbits, and I always I would put it on her crib and go just nonsense. So whenever she throws it out of the crib and she goes and like points to it because she thinks that's what a rabbit makes. So we put on this YouTube video of a Japanese island has all rabbits, and there are rabbits fucking everywhere. It has billions of views on YouTube.
Okay.
Just rabbits rampant. There's no predators, apparently.
Okay.
So there's just literally millions of rabbits, and she's like,
That's
that
annoying.
was the most annoying.
That's annoying for sure.
We immediately turned it off. It was so bad.
That sounds so annoying.
It's like,
Does she say rabbit?
night, night.
Does she
No.
say no?
No.
Just
Yeah, she just makes noise.
you did that, bro.
I did that. Yeah, I did do that.
Does Roya say like that's your fault?
No.
Okay.
No.
It is
Because I
though.
did it one time, and then
Oh.
she immediately mimicked it. I'm like,
She's-
shit.
She's enjoying all the new sounds and words.
Yeah.
It's goose.
It's goose. Is
Yeah.
it the goose?
The best is too. She's just having conversations and they mean nothing. Yeah, she'll get like one or two words where you know what she actually meant by the word, but the rest of the words are just anything.
Yeah, there's
nothing. It's incredible.
Anyway.
Yeah, dude, are you okay?
No. Can you talk
Okay,
about
Carter.
Yellowstone?
Do you want to actually tell us about Yellowstone?
Yeah.
So there's some news about Yellowstone. Carter's going to read us a little article or something.
Yeah. So currently, Montana FWP, whatever that means, is trying to open 87 miles of bird refuge established in 1958. Doing this would be detrimental to the quality of bird hunting in the Yellowstone River Valley, apparently, and affect the long-term migration pattern of these birds that are accustomed to safety. FWP is taking comments right now, but that's over.
By the time you're hearing this
Yeah,
podcast.
by the time you're hearing this,
Yep.
it's over. But yeah, 87 miles they're trying to open up.
So it's an 87-mile stretch of the Yellowstone River that has been a waterfowl refuge.
Since 1958.
And
Does
now they
it
want to
say
open it.
does it say how many birds it holds at any given time?
I will look it up.
And so Matt and Brady McCormick and Davis, they were saying that they should keep it closed. And so what do you think about that, Cal? Do you think they should keep it traditional since 1958, or do you think they should open it up?
I guess my big question is, like, if I'm being honest, why? Why would you open it up? That's the big question. Is there, like, I would like to know some more statistics, I guess. Maybe Carter can find some stuff about it. But, like, what's the advantage to opening it versus leaving it closed? The advantage would be that more people could hunt that area, when right now there's not a lot of area that they can hunt there, or they don't have access to a lot of public area to hunt there.
That was my guess.
Yeah, so, I mean, that is my guess, too, is that there's not a lot of public spaces for people to actually go and hunt in that area, and they've seen a good, I mean, this is just my guess, but typically there's got to be, like, you've got to be seeing a pretty good, like, structure of birds in that area where there are enough birds that you feel comfortable with the idea that someone could go in there and hunt that without, like, really screwing up the population of the animal. And so I guess my question is, like, why? You know, why would you open it? And go ahead, Carter.
It's around 325,000 birds.
Okay.
Was the last report.
Doesn't sound like a lot.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, this isn't like
For
a crazy amount of birds.
16.5 million in North America.
And 87 miles, that's all that's in there.
325,000.
Yeah.
So do you think, Joey, that would be an argument for keeping it closed if there's only 325,000 birds in that 87-mile stretch?
I don't know. My mind, and I'm pretty libertarian, conservative, whatever. I don't really like government overreach
Yeah.
and people telling me what I can and can't do.
Right.
You know, and so if our tax dollars are going towards that area, I feel like we should be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if it's such a small number, like, it's just going to push the birds around. It's not like they're going to go extinct. And so maybe not as many birds in that area are going to stay there or winter there. But they're also birds, so you have no idea what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say. Go ahead. Did you have something, Carter?
It's also open to fishing, boating, deer hunting. It's just waterfowl closed, so people
Sure.
still disturb the birds.
Sure.
So it is still touched
Yeah.
by humans. It's not.
I think that the thing
It's
that
even more so of a
yeah,
reason.
that is more of an argument for opening it.
Mhm.
I think the reality of it is, like you said, bird migration changes, right? They move depending on their source for safety and food, mostly. So right now, I guess my big question would just be, like, do the people there, like, not have a lot of other places to hunt? And if they don't have other places to hunt, then is it enough of a big deal that they need another place for people to waterfowl hunt? You know? And I think the other side of this, too, is if it's open to fishing and boating and deer hunting and all that stuff, right, already, then I don't know how
What's
much
the
of
big rip?
what's the impact that's so great, you know? Like, I'm not saying that it wouldn't cause an impact, because I'm sure that it will. Like, obviously, if birds know that over a certain period of time they're not getting shot at in this area of the river, and then suddenly they are getting shot at, that is going to change some of the way that birds migrate to that area or use that area. Do I think that it's suddenly going to make it so birds don't go to that area? No, dude, because if we're being honest, people are hunting all around there, you know, whether it's private or they're hunting a separate stretch of river. Like, there is hunting happening in that area, correct?
Yeah, one of Matt and Brady's biggest things was that's where they mostly roost. They go and feed in the fields around it, which you can hunt, but that stretch is where a lot of them roost.
So it's their spot for safety.
Yeah.
I think one of the questions I would have asked in that area would be, if we're concerned about there being a way for you to hunt it, like, is there a way we can put more restrictions on it? So, like, people could still hunt it, but, like, maybe it's some of the areas that we've seen around the country and other places where, like, you can only hunt it on Wednesday and Saturday, right? Or maybe you actually keep, like, a section of the river, not 87 miles, but maybe 30 miles stay closed. Because it's only 325,000 birds that are using that as a roost. You know, which compared to other refuges around the country.
All at the same time? Probably not. You know?
Yeah.
In January, when they did the count, there was 100,000 birds on there at one point. That was this last January. And then for the reason they're wanting to open it up is there's not a biological justification to keep it closed. So that's why they're wanting to open it up.
Sure.
Well, and you think about it, too, that money goes to the state of Montana.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really, or I'm guessing it's Montana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yellowstone?
Yep.
And so if people know that Montana has more public hunting, more people are going to buy licenses, and then they can use that money for a different project, you know? And so let's say in that area, they don't have, that's the only roost that they have available, right? So they could use that money to put a new roost in. Or they could open up a public land source for all of these people that want to go and hunt the river, whatever. You know, they can use those funds. They open it up for 10 years. Then they use the funds that the extra license sales has used and make something where public is whatever, and then they bring it back to its original state. I don't know. But I just feel like there's really only a benefit.
I guess if I'm being just totally straightforward, I would probably lobby to keep it closed, personally. Just in the sense that, like...
Of tradition?
No, just in the sense of right now they have a good thing going, quote unquote. Okay? Like, right now you are holding 325,000 birds in this 87-mile stretch. Opening that to hunting, I can't see that it's going to help the waterfowl number there. I can't see that it's...
Who says that's the goal?
I know what you're saying, and I agree with that. I'm just saying that would probably be my goal, you know? Like, as a hunter, like somebody who wants to be able to use the area around that and rely on that to be a safe place for those birds. I do think it's extremely important, if you want to have a good population of waterfowl, to have a place where they do know they're not going to get shot. I mean, we see that around the country. Areas with refuges tend to hold way more birds, which makes the hunting around those areas way better.
Yeah.
You know? So right now, if that is kind of the one spot in that section that there are birds roosting, that they are safe, I do think that it's probably a better thing that they keep it closed for the viability of hunting around that area. Because if you do open it, and let's just say hunters start hunting there and suddenly it's not as much of a roost anymore, and sure, there will still be birds roosting on it. Like, it's not like the population is just going to completely disappear. But if it does decrease a little bit, and now there is less opportunity in that area, I don't know that for a waterfowl hunter who's been dedicated to hunting around that because of that, that's a benefit.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not like I think
you can take it. You can take it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they are birds, and they are going to do whatever. Yes, this one year they hold 350,000. Maybe Canada had an early freeze out. The next year they're only holding 100,000. And then they're going to try to regulate something. It's like, dude, they are a bird. If you really want to regulate it, let's think about our country as a company, right? Let's think of our state as a company. Minnesota, same thing. Where it's like, how can we make the most money off of this to use that money for the resource? Because that's how you're going to make it better at the end of the day.
Let me ask you this question. If you were in charge of trying to figure out a way to get more birds and better bird hunting in Minnesota, what would you do? Like, what would be your big initiatives to trying to bring waterfowl to this area to make sure that we had great hunting? Like, what would be the big things you'd want to do?
I would make a refuge.
Yeah.
I would make an actual refuge, and I would plant agriculture in order to keep the birds in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the river, they're not doing anything like that. They just took a natural resource and they said, no hunting.
But that is a refuge. And if you look at other refuges...
No, it's a refuge for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of refuges in the country that you can hunt until 12 p.m.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
so in the afternoon, those birds are safe, and they know that. But in the morning when they're hungry, they have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want. 90% of hunters, I would say, across the country, 90 is probably a stretch, but a large number of hunters of waterfowl go out in the morning. Like, if they're going to hunt in a day, they're going to go out in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Do you think part of that is because of the laws, though, that are in place a lot of the places around the country? You think about a lot of the places that we've been, you do have to be out by a certain time. I think that that's just a product of design, partially. I mean, if we had great bird hunting in the afternoon, Joe, like if around the country it was more like you can only hunt in the afternoon and it's, better hunting in the afternoon, I do think that we would probably see a transition to a lot more people hunting in the afternoon.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I just think it's a waterfowl deal where, yes, birds go nocturnal, especially on full moons. They feed at night and whatever. But in my experience personally, in hunting everywhere I have around the country, morning hunts are usually better. Usually better. Now, it depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
What
time
you're
of
hunting
year.
over, time of year.
Agriculture
the
fields.
bird
what
you're
the
hunting.
Fields look like. Yeah, it all depends, for sure.
But I always get more excited about morning hunts because I've just always done better on morning hunts.
I kind of asked you that question just in the sense that, like, the first thing that I would want to do in Minnesota if I was just in charge of making sure that there was more birds in Minnesota would be to have a huge refuge. Just a big, massive, beautiful refuge for birds to use.
But you have to do the refuge proper.
I know. I agree with that. I guess I'm just saying I think the number one reason that areas do have great bird numbers, a lot of it is related to a refuge. And right now, Yellowstone, that area, this is the one refuge.
That's a big refuge,
It's
dude.
massive. 87 miles. That's why I said earlier.
87 miles of river.
That's why I said earlier, maybe the answer to this isn't, like, let's get rid of the refuge. Maybe it's like, do we need 87 miles for 325,000 birds? No. Maybe we cut the refuge down to 30 miles of river, and now 57 of that 87 miles is open to hunting.
Right.
If the birds want to be there, they'll just figure out how to funnel into the 30 miles. And 30 miles for 325,000 birds, it's not crazy.
I mean, that's also because we don't know the landscape of those 87
You're correct.
miles.
You're right. Are we speaking out of our ass a little? Sure.
Oh, very, very much so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We don't really see it a whole lot in Minnesota, or at least in our part of Minnesota. But, like, I know in, like, Rochester and what's another big spot of Minnesota that holds birds?
Fergus Falls.
Was Fergus.
Was Fergus.
Right.
Was Lacaparle.
Yeah.
Birds are smart, and they're going to go to where they're not getting killed.
Yep. Where they
And
have
so,
safety
like,
and food.
Rochester, they're right in the heart of the city. You can't hunt in the city.
Nuclear plant gets shut down. Birds
Fergus, they had a warm water discharge from a coal plant, and they couldn't get shot there, so that's where they gathered there.
Safety
Like,
and food.
they're going to figure it out.
For sure.
So it's like well, I want to keep the birds good in my area. Yeah, for sure. But, like, do you have more power than the state legislature? No. So, what's better for your state? Having more birds staying in one spot or getting X amount of more dollars via license sales? I understand both sides of the coin.
I think the big thing is I do believe a lot of the reason that people do get so fired up about when they decide they're going to close a refuge or change something is I don't think there's a lot of faith in hunters that if we have more license sales that suddenly that's going to make a difference in how many birds we have. Because I do think we've seen is like Minnesota's a prime example of that. We have a ton of waterfowl hunters in Minnesota. I have not seen a big difference in the amount of like work we do in this state to keep waterfowl or to get waterfowl here or to manage waterfowl populations, even though we're one of the states in the country with some of the most duck hunter and license sales. You know what I mean? I just don't.
Than Arkansas?
No, I said we're not. I'm not saying we're the most. I'm just saying we have a good number of people in Minnesota that buy license for waterfowl hunting. We're not seeing some crazy change from some of these other states that I think manage for waterfowl better. So I'm just saying by that, I don't think that the whole point you're making about like there's more license sales, so we have more money to work on waterfowl hunting.
Right.
I don't know that there's a lot of faith from hunters
that they're going
that it's going to make a
it
difference.
the right way.
Correct. Yeah. Which I wouldn't have the faith either.
Well, and I honestly, man, like, I would love when we go to apply for our hunting licenses, like, I've got, again, two sides of the coin, right? I feel like it's our God-given right to go out and kill our own food. Plain and simple. I don't think I should have to buy a license to go and kill my own food. Fuck you. Oh, I have to pay you to go fish? No. I like libertarian. You know, it's like, this is my God-given right to support my family. You know? And then at the same time, it's like, hey, there's too many people that don't know what they're doing. We should educate those people, and we should force those people to be educated on what's normal, what's not okay, you know, and shit. When I took my hunter safety, it was like the most blah, blah,
For
blah.
sure.
The most blah, blah, blah. And then Roya took hers in 2020, and I was like watching her take the test online because it was in the heart of COVID. And I'm like, this is like dumb. This is dumb stuff. And I feel like there should be different categories where it's like, what are you really planning on hunting? Where it's like, well, I'd like to do a little bit of everything. Keep the hunter safety quiz exactly the way it is. If you're like, I want to shoot birds, you should educate people on the birds. I want to just shoot deer. Educate people on what is deer hunting and like what is not okay in deer hunting, what is not okay in pheasant hunting, what is not okay in duck hunting.
Yeah.
The unwritten rule deal. Like, just talk to
not even just the unwritten rule, bro. The written rule.
The real rule.
The real rules.
You know?
Right.
Like, but I'm so torn. And I think they're torn, obviously, too. And so it's just like, how do you do it? It's my God-given right to go out there and provide for my family and get food. Like, you can't tell me that I can't go shoot a pheasant in my backyard. Fuck you.
Right, but they will.
But at the same time, if you go in someone else's backyard and you leave your shells everywhere, you're an asshole. Don't do that. You know? So I'm like torn on like how it should be handled. Like I'm very glad I'm not in the legislature. But
yeah. I think the hard part is we have people who don't hunt making laws about hunting.
Right.
You know, we have people who don't know what they're doing, what they're talking about, making the hunter safety laws and the test, but we're not educating anybody about ducks. You know what I mean?
No.
So you're right in that sense, but I think that again that kind of speaks to the concern about the appropriation of funds for stuff.
Right.
And I think again back to the Yellowstone River thing, that's the reason that I would want to just keep it the way it is because we put this in place to try to give people a better chance at hunting those birds, so that the birds have a place to actually roost. That is, I think, 87 miles of it, depending on what that topography and everything looks like there. It might be a little excessive. But at the same time, I don't think that them suddenly having more license sales, which I don't think they're going to see a big boost in license sales. So even if they did, I don't believe that Montana suddenly is going to be like, you know what? We should figure out a way to do some more good for these birds. I don't think they're going to do that.
Right.
So, again, I guess my argument would just be to keep it closed. There's probably more of an argument to be made that we don't trust what they're going to do with more license sales anyway. And so let's just maybe keep it closed. Be great. But also, I'd have to know so much more about how many people are using that area, how many hunters go there, if there's going to be a massive influx, they think, of people suddenly going to that spot or whatever it is. But anyway, that one is, you can't make any more comments about it, and it's over. It's already in legislation.
Right.
Carter?
Yep, tomorrow.
So,
28th.
I like how they don't make these things super public.
right. That's by design.
Where it's like, hey, you know what? Democrats and Republicans are fighting over this. Go and vote. But anything else, there's
Yeah. Which makes me trust them even less.
We just want to do what we want to do.
Which makes me trust them even less. Which is then just go away and just leave it how it is, dude.
It's
fine.
annoying.
Yeah.
But no, especially with social media these days, is everything should be plastered. If you're taking our data and our geocache location, send us that shit versus the Baltimore Bridge being blown down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's happening where I live that directly affects me.
Or the things you like to do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why you got to be plugged in and actually try to look a lot of that stuff up. But
yeah, look alive.
Look a lot of that stuff up.
Look a lot of that shit. Okay.
All right. Before we go into the draft, this
Son
podcast
of a bitch, I can't believe it.
is brought to you by Onyx Hunt. And Onyx Hunt would be a great way, if you were going to be near a refuge, to figure out what areas around that refuge you could actually hunt.
And who owns it so you can go get permission.
Yes. Or if you're not hunting waterfowl, what zone you can actually hunt with any of the license that you actually bought. So use our discount code MWF20 for 20% off your Onyx membership that you already have. Let's do the draft.
True.
Carter, can you set the draft up for us a little bit?
Yeah, give me a second here to pull up the topic.
Perfect. Worst things that can happen on a hunt we're doing?
Yeah, so the draft, each one of us draft 3 picks in a sequential order.
Yes.
And this week's topic is worst things that can happen on a hunt.
Okay. Carter went first last time.
With my original
Want me to go
ideas.
first?
Clockwise.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. My 1-1. First worst thing that can happen on a hunt.
Is this your third worst or first worst?
This is my worst.
Oh,
first worst.
The worst. Okay.
Well, you'd want to draft in order because
Best pick first.
yeah, then you would.
Oh, okay.
You could draft
Caleb
next
Williams.
after me.
Yeah.
Right.
Sports.
All right. Worst thing that can happen on a hunt. Get shot.
Why?
Well, because if you don't die,
There's no hunt.
if you don't die, then you're going to be really fucked up somehow, some way. So, yeah, the hunt's over. In whichever fashion you get shot, the hunt is done.
Yeah.
And that would really suck, dude. It would really, really suck. Horror stories.
That would suck.
That would suck really bad. So that's my 1-1 for the draft of worst things that can happen on it. That's why I asked you before we started this, how bad are we going?
No, yeah. I mean, someone could
that's the
die.
worst.
Someone could die.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay.
That's the worst. That might open up the floodgates as to how far this could go.
I think I'm gonna have a water theme to mine.
Yeah, that would. Okay.
Okay. So you unload your boat. You're getting going. There's a bunch of people at the ramp, right? Where it's it's public. You're rearing to go. We gotta go. Go.
Mm-hmm.
You start that motor up. You're going. You pull up to the shoreline. Whatever. Motor dies. You ain't starting that bitch. Nothing's happening no amount of ether, nothing. Not going. That is the worst thing.
Yeah, that sucks.
That is by far my worst. Where you're like geared up, ready to go. You get everything in the water ready to go. You get your waders on. You put the boat in the water. You're slipping on the boat ramp, everything, and then all of a sudden, you're fucked.
Yeah, I've been there. Me and Connor have been at the boat launch.
It's the worst.
Sitting there, and remember when his motor was arcing and it was sparking all over the place, his battery?
Yep.
Yeah, we met early at a boat launch and got all of our shit put in the boat launch, paid to park already.
That's the
boat,
worst,
Got the
dude.
boat in the water, started up, and the motor's going zirp, 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 just arcing, dude.
You have to clip that.
Zirp, zirp, zirp. Dude, motor arcing bad. The battery arcing bad. And no hunt. No hunt for us that day. We went to breakfast. Sucked.
Ugh.
That is the worst. That sucks.
Breakfast makes it a little bit better.
It did, yeah. All right, go ahead, Carter.
So, Cal, yours was someone got shot.
Yeah,
Joey, yours, boat not working.
yeah.
My worst would be if 2 people got shot. Because that's worse than one.
Nope. Nope, not a valid
You're
draft.
worthless,
Not a valid
dude.
draft. Go ahead with your next choice.
Absolute dog shit.
Did you write anything down,
Yes,
Carter? All right,
yes.
next.
It's a good point.
Go ahead, next.
Fucking trash, dude.
My next
Trash, you
would be
rubbish.
more of a camera-focused one that has happened to me.
'Kay.
If you forget your memory cards.
Suck at shooting.
Yeah, well, that happens too. But yeah, if you forget your memory cards at home, that really sucks. That happened
Yeah.
on a band hunt out in western Minnesota. That
sucks.
Yeah, that was tough.
That sucks bad.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
great because there's not much you can do.
Or you could just hunt.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're just gonna sit there and click the shutter and
Yep,
no
nothing
SD
happens.
cards?
So
Yep.
is this, Joey, I just wanted to ask, is this worst thing that can happen on a hunt or worst thing that can happen on a photo shoot?
The worst thing that could happen on a photo shoot, not a hunt.
That's on a hunt. That happened on a hunt.
We'll give it to him.
Yeah, we will.
It counts.
All
You'll
right.
get one of those.
Okay.
Okay, my second one would be for us, we hunt a lot of cold weather. So very cold weather day. Over your waders.
Cold, very cold.
Over your waders.
Going in over.
Yeah. If you're going in over your waders when it's like the water should be freezing, it's like 30 degrees, 25 degrees. God, that sucks. It's not a guarantee, especially if you're willing to freeze your ass off like Joey continually seems to be. But a lot of the time in that situation, I mean, my recommendation would be your hunt's done for the day. If you don't want hypothermia or frostbite, your hunt's probably over at that moment.
Yeah, it's tough. But the one time that I didn't do it, well, I shouldn't say the one time.
I was going to say, I
It's
think I
happened
can
many
count
times.
on, I need both hands to count the amount of times I've seen you go over your waders.
And stayed hunting.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now most of those times aren't when it's like 20 degrees outside. It's like
One of
40.
them wasn't.
It's cold, but
At Jeff's Pond, it wasn't.
it's cold, but it's not like
I've got a
you're gonna
Snapchat
die.
video that's hilarious. But
Over waders sucks though.
no, going water over the waders really hurts bad.
Very wet.
But the one time that happened to me, I did shoot a mallard band.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's like if I would have gone in and been
You also had
a
to
little-
show everyone your pee-pee. So
No, they were setting up deeks. They didn't even have to see my little pee-pee. My little turtle head poking back in inversion.
did you say I'm not turtly enough for the turtle call?
Turtle.
Carter's never seen that movie. He thinks we're
Oh.
weird.
You ever seen Master of Disguise?
No.
Oh my.
no
God.
taste. No class.
You want the cheese, buttercup? You want the cheese?
Oh, my sweet buttercup. Hello, buttercup. How are you?
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Oh
you
my
got a
God.
little winner or some tiny nuts?
I'm upset.
Never?
No.
Dude.
That's unacceptable.
Want to see Mom TV?
22 kids go into the water. 17 kids come out of the water. The ice cream man, he takes the rest.
You want to see my arm?
You want to see my
TV?
arm, TV? I'll show you my arm, TV.
All right, sorry. My bad. Overwaiter
Anyway.
sucks. Okay.
Over the waders is really bad.
Next.
My next is when you forget to put the plug in your boat.
Yeah.
Now, that has happened more times
Than you'd like to admit.
Now, has it ever happened due to my fault? No, never. If it's my boat, my hunt, no. The plug has always been in the boat. There's no way you can think of a time that I put the plug in the boat.
There is one time I can think of.
Name it.
There's one time I can think of.
Name
It was
it.
your 14-foot John boat, and we put it in at a local lake. No plug in it. It was fine because we realized it before we left. So we pulled the boat
that's
back
different.
out,
That's
had
different.
to wait for it to drain, then put the plug in.
That's different.
But
No, so I've been on multiple hunts where we're loading
We've
the boat
left.
up and we've left and the plug is
Mhm.
not in the boat and we're driving out to the spot and we're like, "Oh my god. What in the world?"
There is one other instance I can think of
That is a morning ender.
where we left the boat launch and had to go back. We were at my parents' cabin. Remember we were up there with all the boys? And I backed you into the water.
My boat?
Nope, my dad's boat.
Oh, okay.
But you were the one that obviously was in the boat when I put it in the water and then pulled up to park the truck.
Mm.
And you did forget to put it
And
in.
that's my fault.
Well, I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. If I'm the one sitting in a boat that someone's backing me down the ramp, I guess I kind of think like I should check the plug.
Here's how I think
But
of it.
either way,
My boat, my responsibility.
I got you. Anyway, point being, we just turned around and then you came back and we drained it again. It was fine. It was only, we had left for like 10 seconds. And you were like, nope, no plug. We're going back. So, yeah, plug not in boat's bad.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Carter.
For the casual no scouter myself, going out to your spot and there's no water, when last year there was water, that really sucks.
Should have used recent imagery.
That really sucks.
Should have used recent imagery, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. But that has happened multiple times out in those little sloughs
That's
out
not
in western Minnesota.
That's not good.
That will happen, yeah.
You will have that.
And it's just,
You should go check it.
well, I got a story. The first time I tried to bring Maddie out hunting, it was her and another friend that has never been out hunting. Went out to the spot where it was like chest height water. That time when we went out, it was about 3 feet of just mud. Two of us lost our waders in the mud. Had to pull them out. It was bad.
Oh.
It was really bad.
Damn.
So you just swim out, basically?
There was no water. It was just mud. So you just had to wade through the mud.
In your socks and pants.
Yep. It was,
Oh my god.
Oh, no, dude. That
Yeah.
is really bad.
yeah.
Dude, you probably could have, like, backstroked it, though. Like, disperse all your weight just laying out.
That probably would have been smarter. Yeah. It was bad.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
I can just smell it right now.
Mhm.
I can smell that.
Yeah.
Still smells like it.
Duckweed.
That's why he smells like that, bro. Never got rid of the full
Oh.
smell.
Yeah.
And once you smelled yourself, you're like, well, I just got to look like this for the rest of my life. I smell like this.
Yep.
That makes so much
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
Why you look like that? Wow, that's incredible.
Lucky he still looks a little like Thomas the Train Engine. Unbelievable. All right.
So unbelievable.
Yeah. My last. Dude, I'm never going to stop saying it. It's just so ingrained in me. You can't stop it. So,
You just
Anyway.
got to think before you speak.
no. So,
Never.
last item on my draft list would be dog gets hurt. That
It's a bad one.
sucks, dude. No matter how they get hurt, no matter what the situation is, anytime a dog gets injured on a hunt, the hunt's done. Just sucks after that. No matter what, even if you try to stay out and people leave and hunt's over.
That's a really bad one.
Hurt dog sucks.
Yeah.
Or something wrong with your dog, you know, or you just don't, they're acting really fucking weird or, yeah, sucks.
Yeah, it's a bad day.
Because especially whoever you're with that has that dog, they're done for sure. Mentally, they're not there. They're checked out. They don't care anymore. So now, if you're a good friend, you're checked out. It's over.
Yeah, that's never good.
Yep.
Wow, that brings up a lot of really bad memories.
Dude, dogs are the most amazing thing
What's,
on a hunt, but they can also...
What's
if
one
you-
you're thinking of?
What's a moment I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, I can think of the day that we were hunting with Gavin in Nebraska, and Chance got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the hunt was the hunt sucked after that. It was over. You know, like they left. They had to run him to the vet, and all I could think about is like Gavin has invested so much in those dogs, and when that happened, you're just like, I just want to hear if Chance is fine. We were texting him constantly till we got a word back that he was going to be okay. So,
yeah,
that's one specific event or situation.
God, there was just so many. I remember one. Riley was pretty young. I think it was right after I got that boat, so it's probably like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2014. It was like -20, and the water hadn't froze yet. So like, I think it was Connor and I. And we decided we weren't gonna film. And then he's like, I should bring my camera anyway. And all of his batteries died because it was so cold.
Mm-hmm.
And Riley's stomach, or like that lower area right above her privates, was sitting on the boat after she retrieved 2 ducks.
It froze.
And it froze to the boat. And she was like screaming and like trying to like yank herself off of the boat. And it's like, dude, if you just calm down, I can get you off the boat. And so I took water or hot coffee or something, and I poured it on there, and then I was like slowly pushing her off of it. But at the same time, she was like yanking herself, and she took off a chunk of skin and hair on the boat. And I had to go put her in the truck. And she was fine. Like, after that happened, she was fine. Like, you could tell she wasn't bleeding.
Or you were just thinking about her.
No, I was just, like, constantly just like, oh, my God, you poor thing.
Right.
And I was like, should I take her to the vet? It's Sunday morning. No vets are open. Blah, blah, blah. She's not bleeding. She's fine. Put her with a bunch of blankets in the back of the truck. She's totally cool. And she was fine. But it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, dude.
That was
Well,
the
that
worst
speaks to it
feeling.
right there. You were just worried as shit about her.
Yeah. But
So-
we did kill our ducks.
Yeah,
It was,
but
it was a good day.
I know.
But
It's just like
I
that.
felt shitty.
Yeah, and it kind of just puts a big damper on the whole situation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the worst things that can happen is like worrying or being scared for your dog.
Man, that just like shifted my entire fuck. That just
Sorry,
like
man.
made me feel just trash my mood for the podcast.
That should speak to how shitty it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really shitty.
that sucks.
My third
Yeah,
is when you get checked by the DNR.
yeah, that sucks. That sucks for sure.
When you get checked by the MNDNR.
Yeah,
Because, man, they are just not nice. They're just not nice. I mean, I've ran into quite a few nice COs where they check you, they're in and out. But multiple times they check you at the worst or at the best time to shoot birds. They ruin your hunt. You get a ticket, something.
Yep.
You know? And my most hated DNR is, hey, you're trespassing. It's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You get called in by a landowner or someone, some sort of indiscretion of who has the hunting rights. It's like, man, when you see those green jeans come out, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, you've checked it 100 times. You know you're okay. You have permission. You have written permission some of the time. And then, yeah.
Just
No matter what, just anytime you see the DNR, if you're
It
hunting,
just
get checked.
your
it sucks.
heart just drops.
Yeah, you just go through the whole checklist in your head before they even get to you. You're like, okay, I know I did this. I know I did this. I know. And you do that before you go on the hunt, But it's just like getting pulled over by the police, even if you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're like, what
You're
could
always
I possibly,
nervous. You're
what could
always
What could I
nervous.
have done? Start doing the mental checklist.
And honestly, man, I've thought about it a lot. I feel like that would just be like the worst job.
Yeah, and
Just be the
you know
worst
what?
job.
You know what
man.
else?
You're always putting people on edge.
Bullshit to anybody who's like, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you shouldn't be worried about it. Bullshit, bro. That sucks, dude. Like, I hate it when people are like, well, if the police pull you over and you were following the law, then you shouldn't be worried about anything. No, dude. Immediately you're like, have I done anything wrong? Even if you're following every law.
Right.
You go through the whole checklist. So,
Right.
anyway, that was a great one.
No, I hate getting checked by the DNR.
That's a good one.
Because, I always try to do everything legally. Always.
For sure.
Where it's like, I know we shouldn't be shooting too many birds. I know we shouldn't be shooting on someone's land that we shouldn't be. I know I should only have steel shot. I know I should only be blah, blah, blah. And then you get checked, and someone in your party didn't buy their state
had lead.
Didn't buy their state duck stamp.
Sure.
Or they had one low or high brass.
Sure.
Or low brass. They had one shell of low brass in their shit, and they're just like, oop, ticket. Oh, you don't have your plug in your gun? It just ruins the mood, dude.
Yeah.
Completely ruins the hunt. I hate it.
Even if everyone's got their stuff and they check everything and then they're like, all right, you guys are good to go. You're like, great, this was fun, man.
We're
Thanks
being
for coming."
watched.
Yeah.
We're being watched now.
Sucks.
Cool. We
Which
should
I
probably
know everyone's going to be like, well, if you weren't doing anything illegal, then it wouldn't be. Dude, stop.
Right.
It's not fun.
It's just not fun.
Yeah. All right, Carter.
For me, this has happened twice while hunting and twice while fishing.
Okay.
Losing your phone in the water.
That sucks.
It's bad.
That's really bad for sure.
Yeah. I've
That's
lost
the
it
worst.
down the ice hole twice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yep. And
How?
then, well, it was in my sweatshirt pocket and knelt down to scoop out the holes after drilling them. Right down. Yeah.
Yep.
That's tough. And then twice hunting water. It was in my wader pocket.
Yeah.
Took them down to piss and it fell out in the water and never find
Yeah.
it.
I've
Yeah.
learned the hard way. The sweatshirt pocket, that's only for your hands, bud.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Just so you guys know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Don't put shit in your sweatshirt pocket.
No.
The Joey pouch is not safe.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
No. You are not a marsupial.
That's for your hands.
Put nothing in there.
It's the only place. That's the only thing for.
Yeah.
You are not a koala or a kangaroo.
Yep.
Don't put shit in it.
Phone insurance was very worth it in high school. Very worth it.
Yeah, you should just stop buying sweatshirts, honestly.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Should just be smarter.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. Hey, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but this podcast is actually brought to you by First Light. And they come out with some unbelievable shit for waterfowl. And we have had the opportunity to bring our expertise into waterfowl, what little expertise we have, into making the gear even better. So
True.
when they come out with the new stuff, we say, I would add a little bit more to the forearm. I'd make the pockets a little more fleece line, something like that. We are able to do that, and it is the coolest thing in the world. So go and check out firstlight.com and find some of their waterfowl stuff because it is top tier.
And they keep making more. It's
Can
going to
you
keep getting better, too.
can you make it where your phone doesn't fall out of the sweatshirt pocket? Is that something you can write up to them?
Yeah,
they're
there's
just
zippers.
going to put a tag on
They
the
have
inside
zippers.
that says, do not leave any of your shit in here, Carter.
That's a good one. I would like that.
We'll have some custom-made shit for you.
They say,
Perfect.
don't be quabby coda.
Yeah.
Warning signs on the front of your marsupial pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the end of the draft?
Let's go into the great debate.
Well, first,
yeah.
there is a poll on Instagram to say
Okay.
who won the draft.
And on top of that, let's throw this out there. Found out biggest way we can get ranked in rankings on Apple and Spotify is if you subscribe and follow the podcast. So please follow it and please subscribe to it because it'd be great if we weren't getting outranked by some of the podcasts that we get outranked by.
Because let me tell you guys. Now, we don't think we're anything special by any means. But there are a lot of worse podcasts out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
So help us up. Get up.
Help us up.
Help us up.
Help me up, dog.
Get us up in those rankings, bro.
Right.
Help us get up.
Subscribe, follow. Thank you.
Subscribe, follow, leave a review.
Right.
Now, are we going to give a review when we get 1,000 Apple Podcast reviews?
Giveaway.
Yeah.
We're
Are we
gonna
going to
give
leave
a
a
review?
review or a giveaway? We're probably going to be a giveaway. No.
Giveaway.
Has there been too many of these? Maybe. You never know. You never know.
I love it. All right. Thank you. So now let's roll into the great debate. Carter, can you present the topic for us and we'll begin?
Yeah, so the great debate. I give a topic and they have to disagree or agree depending on who picks which side. And this week it is having an early teal season versus not having an early teal season.
Okay.
And Joey, it's your decision this week, I believe.
I agree with not having an early teal season,
Okay.
but I feel like the person who is for it should start.
I agree with you. So let's begin. One of the biggest.
Wrong.
All right. Listen, man. Let me say what I have to say.
Okay.
All right. One of the biggest reasons that we have an early teal season is because it's a great way for people who aren't capable or willing to hunt in some of the colder temperatures of the year, being able to get out and go hunt just teal when the weather is much nicer. There's a lot of older people who have hunted for years who, when it gets colder throughout the year, it's more difficult for them to get out, or they're not able or willing to go out in such cold temperatures, which a lot of our duck season in Minnesota is colder temperatures, right?
Right.
On top of this, another great reason for having an early teal season is that a lot of youth go out during early teal season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we can all agree the most important thing that we can do for waterfowl and the future of waterfowl is to get young people to get out, learn how to identify birds, which we talked about earlier being a huge issue, is when people buy their hunting license, they're not forced to do any education about it. So a lot of people don't know how to identify birds. They don't understand the conservation side of hunting waterfowl. So getting them out during early teal season, especially kids, and helping them as mallards fly by and you say, nope, can't shoot those. We can't shoot those because they're mallards. And you explain the size difference and the speed.
And
I think
rainbow-colored teal. Can't shoot those either.
Can't shoot those either. But I do think that early teal season is a great learning opportunity for young people or new waterfowl hunters, because a lot of the time too with early teal, you're not that concerned about going out and having some banger hunt, especially because teal really don't know they're about to get shot at. So it's,
You're saying they're dumber.
No, I'm just saying they're not really accustomed to the idea that in the middle of the summer they're going to start getting shot at, you know?
Sure.
I think that a lot of their biology that tells them, oh shit, it's hunting season, is related to migration and weather and patterns and all that stuff, and it's August and here we are. So I think that those reasons alone, being able to get out older people who want to go out and hunt and want to have a chance to do it, and people that aren't willing to hunt when it's super cold or sketchy, as we've talked about on this podcast, how sketchy things can get when it's really cold out if you go over your waders or whatever. Then getting youth out and helping them learn to identify birds, I think those are two great reasons for having an early teal season. That's my opening monologue.
That's all you got?
That's how I'm going to start. So let's see how I can turn this into a debate about old photos.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you said warm weather. Yeah, no. I want to be a good debater here.
All right. Master debater.
So you said warm weather is better to get more people into hunting, right?
Well, I didn't say necessarily getting new people into hunting, but the warmer weather is a big proponent of taking, especially like older people. I mean, a lot of older people don't want to go out when it's super cold and sketchy. There's a lot of people with 80-year-old grandpas who want to be able to take their grandpa hunting. But if I told my grandpa, let's go hunting, and it's 22 degrees and the wind's blowing 15 miles an hour in November, he's going to be a lot less interested than a nice easy day during early teal.
Your grandpa's just not a grinder.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, Grandpa Marv is not a grinder.
Name's not Marv, but yeah.
But you get what I'm talking about.
Okay, sure.
I know your grandpa.
I know you know that.
So, you're concerned about the past of waterfowl. I'm concerned about the future. Okay? I'm concerned about getting younger people into the sport.
My second part of my whole argument was getting young people out.
And you know what's a really good way how to get younger people into the sport?
Early teal season.
No. If there's a lot more birds around, because it gives them a lot more opportunity. And if you're bringing them out there on September 1st in Minnesota, what that's been doing in the last 3 years, because we've had it in Minnesota the last 3 years, is it drives the ducks north.
Yeah, but we haven't seen that be statistically proven. We haven't also
we
seen...
have seen that statistically
we haven't
proven.
seen a drop or a decrease in birds in the area because of early teal.
Yes, we have.
Do you have facts on that?
Yeah.
Okay, pull 'em
Carter, help me out.
Oh, look. Keep talking.
Bird harvest numbers on duck opener weekend.
The last 3 years versus... Or like just do 2023 versus 2019. Is that fair?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know that Minnesota is going to have that data for harvest opener.
Yeah.
I
course they don't.
saw some harvest data. So
Was it on TikTok?
it's very funny.
Okay, no, continue
It's very
with
funny
your
and also
monologue.
upsetting. We already have a youth season here in Minnesota. I don't think we need to extend it with early teal. And so my whole premise for not having an early teal season is because just in the 3 years that we've had it, and I know you've seen it as well, is we've had a significant drop in certain species on duck opener. We have shot way less wood ducks. We have shot way less mallards, pintails, widgeon, shoveler, pretty much every species other than teal in Minnesota. And you can look on our YouTube and see what we've been shooting on opener the last 3 years versus the prior years. And so in prior years, we had a much more of a mixed bag, whereas the past 3 years, we have had a lot more
Teal.
just period.
So how does that make sense then? I mean, we're literally only shooting teal during early teal season, but now we're only shooting teal?
Teal have that natural migration. They start north and they work their way south, whereas mallards, widgeon, wood ducks, pintails, they have been shown with GPS collars to run north.
They're migrating south. So are they migrating or are they just chilling?
The big ducks, once they see the pressure, they migrate north.
Yeah, that is like, dude, I get what you're saying. There is some, you can see that some birds do that, but you can't correlate the fact that it's suddenly they heard gunshots, now they leave. They're not getting shot. So we shoot guns all year. We're shooting guns all year long. People shoot trap. People are gunshots going off all the time.
We shoot trap in WMAs and WPAs from September 1st till September 23rd.
No, but I'm saying to you that these birds are not getting shot.
No,
Now,
they're not getting shot at, but they are hearing the shots while they're on the roost, while they're in that area where other birds are being shot, and they're saying, uh-oh, hunting pressure, bye-bye.
You have, like, I would legitimately have to see some legit...
I put a GoPro on a mallard. And he said, oh, shit.
I got to go back to
I
Canada.
got to get out of here. He goes, there's way too much pressure here. I got to get the fuck out of here.
I would have to see some statistics.
Well, just take our own statistics.
Yeah, what about them?
We have shot way less larger puddle ducks in the last 3 years than we had in years past.
That doesn't make sense. That argument makes no sense.
But just think about what I just said. We have shot way less larger puddle ducks since we started an early teal season than we had before we ever had an early teal season. Would you agree with that?
Do you think that throughout the entire season, Joey, you've shot less mallards and less pintails over the last 3 years?
Yes.
Do you think that is related to the weather and our patterns that we've had and migration as a whole? Or do you think that's just literally related to the fact that people shoot teal?
Nope. I think it's directly correlated to the fact that we are shooting ducks earlier than we ever have.
Yeah.
And that is because we are in the breeding area. Minnesota is a heavy breeding area for waterfowl. So this is where a lot of ducks are being born. And so then they follow the older ducks and they go, well, what's going on? And they follow the older ducks, their parents, other broods around them. And so
right now we don't have any statistical data that can prove that where it's not a question about weather and migration patterns.
That's why we just had the early teal season, is to see how it would affect our area.
And we haven't shut it down because
it was negative.
They can't.
They said it was going to be a 3-year study.
This is the last year.
Right now, yeah. But that doesn't mean they won't keep it going. And I'm sure, I'm hoping we'll see some more statistical data. Because right now there's not a lot of statistical data to back this up. And Dude, I think that
Well, that's why we did this.
Joey, you're not really making that much sense, dude, because you're saying that the fact that we have early teal and now we're shooting teal before duck opener happens. Then when we get to duck opener, the only birds we shoot are teal. That makes no sense, dude. You're telling me that
Teal
they
are
have a
dumb.
natural migration. They're coming through already. They're going to continue to migrate. And then we shoot the shit out of them for early teal. And then all of a sudden we get to duck opener and the only thing we shoot is teal? That doesn't make sense, dude.
Let me put it to you this way. We have lots of mallards, widgeon, pintail, ringnecks.
We don't have a lot of widgeon or pintail, just so you know.
No, we do.
No, we don't.
Have you ever gone out and looked at...
Joey, have you read the data about how many pintail and widgeon breed in Minnesota?
Yes.
It's not a lot.
It is a lot.
It's not.
It's way more than what we're shooting and what everyone else in our area is shooting, because I have a good thumb on the pulse of what's going on around here between social media, phone calls, text messages, whatever. And I've asked people, hey, have you noticed a difference in the last 2 to 3 years? What did you shoot on duck opener this year? And they said, we mainly shot teal. I go, okay. And then what did you shoot in years past? We mainly shot mallards, widgeon, pintail.
But
Period.
you said earlier yourself that there's a changing of migration patterns from bird to bird, and we have seen a shift, especially in like widgeon, when we talked about earlier on the Yellowstone, right? Like birds migrate based on their safety and their food resources.
Right, and this is a matter of safety.
Yeah, but Joey, it's a matter of safety specifically for teal, and then teal are the only thing we're shooting on duck opener. So that math doesn't math, bro.
No, the ducks that don't feel safe, they go north.
The teal feel safe?
The teal don't know what's going on.
So you're saying a teal is dumber than a mallard?
Absolutely.
Right, and that's your
100%.
opinion.
Nope, it's pretty factual. Yeah.
Okay, it's very hard for me to think you're making any sense when you're telling me that the fact that we have early teal makes it so we can't shoot mallards now. Like, what?
No, it is pretty factual.
Where's the facts, man?
The
I gotta
facts
see 'em.
is
You gotta bring 'em
facts
up.
is that I've been hunting for almost 30 years.
Okay, which is
20
irrelevant because
28
we've only had
years.
early teal season for 3 years.
28. No. It'll make sense here in a second. So 28 years of duck hunting,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
And I've shot a multitude of ducks
Yes.
on duck opener.
Yep.
And I also have photo evidence
Sure.
to prove these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also have a lot of friends in the area of Minnesota since before teal opener started.
Mm-hmm.
And they said what they are mainly shooting on duck opener is a large variety of ducks. And since teal opener has started, they are mainly shooting teal on duck opener. The biggest duck that everyone has noticed the difference on is wood ducks. Wood ducks are gone come duck opener. And I've asked you this outside of the great debate. And I said, have you noticed how many few wood ducks we are shooting in these last 3 years? And you said, yeah, we aren't seeing hardly any wood ducks. And so
That's
outside
true.
of the great debate, you've seen a lot less wood ducks. And it is proven that a lot of wood ducks breed here.
Would you like the breeding data from
Yes.
2019 compared to
Yes,
2023?
we would like that.
So for wood duck, 2019 there was 20,943. 2023 there was 19,904. So about 1,000 difference. Mallards went up 15,000 2019 to 2023.
Uh-oh.
Widgeon went down from 927 to 693.
927. We have a lot of widgeon here, Joe?
Yeah.
927 of them.
In years past.
Pintail,
Not that wasn't related to the early teal, though.
Continue.
Pintails, 2019 is 172. 2023 was 408.
We have a lot of pintails here, Joe?
I'm not going to handle this. You keep
Dude.
doing that, I'm going to get pissed off.
Blue-
But, bro, we don't.
I'm going to get pissed off.
Blue wing teal, it went from 49,000 to 36,000. So the teal is the one that has the massive drop compared to all the other species.
Right.
But all we shoot is teal.
Right.
We have more mallards breeding here.
But however, in Minnesota, we shoot more green wing teal than we do blue wing teal.
That was the stats for green wing. Blue wing, it's like 1,000.
Right. No. So you're not disproving my thought process by saying that the amount of ducks that breed here do not stay here. What I'm saying is the ducks that breed here, because we are a part of the breeding, like we're a major hub of breeding waterfowl. Once they start hearing gunshots, they go later and they head north.
Yeah, I think
there is a lot of GPS data backing that up.
But the thing though that's not backing you up is you're saying that in years past that you were shooting a lot of pintail and widgeon.
Correct.
Okay, but we're seeing right now that even before early teal, those birds are not breeding in this state. 172 pintail and 600 some widgeon.
Just because they're not breeding here doesn't mean we're not shooting them here. And that's because of how birds fly. And I'm telling you, because of hunting pressure, they're gone. Period.
I don't agree.
Yep. I don't really care if you agree. The stats are there.
They're not there. They're not there for you. The stats are not there for you, bro.
All right. I
Not
don't
on
think
pintail and widgeon.
I don't think that we should have 2 ducks out of how many puddlers?
How many puddlers do we shoot in Minnesota that you think are also affected by that? Gadwall.
Okay. Shovelers.
Okay. We're not really shooting less shovelers.
I mean, on
we
opener?
We shoot shovelers.
On opener?
Sure. Yeah, we've shot shovelers the last 2 years.
We shot a lot the last 3?
We shot a lot of shovelers, not this past year, but the 2 years before that.
Really?
Yes.
How many?
I don't know. Look at the. We can look back at the pictures.
Oops. Doesn't know.
You didn't know
Not
any of those.
statistical.
You said we were a big breeding state for pintail.
I'm not the one who
widgeon.
brought it up.
You said we were a big breeding state for pintail and widgeon. We have 700 of them total.
Cal, we talked about this on our podcast before. They're going over with a helicopter, and they go 400. We've been over this. You're losing this, bud.
No, bud, you're not.
And that's
looking
okay. Early teal season is absolutely detrimental to our state.
That's a
and I want them
reach.
to remove it. You can still have the youth hunt a week before duck opener. That's totally cool. However,
that's fine.
Yeah, 1 weekend. I think it's a day. Carter, help me out here.
I think it's 2 days. I'll double check.
Either way.
2 days. And then you have a week till duck opener. That's fine. You have 21 days? No. I'm not cool with it.
Is early teal 3 weeks long?
No, I think it's 7 days.
Yeah.
I think it's from the 1st to the 8th.
It's longer than 7.
It's pulling up. It's taking a second to pull up. Give me a second here. Early teal season last year ran from September 2nd through the 6th.
4 days.
The youth season, let me find that here. The youth hunt is September 9th and 10th.
Okay. So early teal's 4 days long.
Early teal was 4 days long, yep. 2 through 6, and youth is 9 and 10. And then our regular season opened up on, the 23rd.
Yeah, I think that in and of itself is a great argument for the fact that early teal is not.
You don't think that gunshots in the area where a lot of waterfowl are would affect them?
No, dude. I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so.
All right. Lion. Sounds good.
No, dude.
Lion.
No, dude. Don't start this, man. All the stuff you talked about is so far debunked. We're a big breeding state for widgeon and pintail.
We are.
We're not.
We're a large breeding state for puddle ducks in general.
Okay, the statistics say you're fucking way wrong. We have a total of like 800 if you combine them.
Hey, Carter. Can you please look up for me what are the major breeding states of United States of America?
You're not gonna. If you look it up for pintail and widgeon.
What are the breeding states for waterfowl?
Well, yeah, it would be the
in America.
pothole region.
Now, Cal, would you say we're a part of the pothole region?
I would say that the statistics say we do not breed a lot of widgeon and pintail here. And I would agree with that because we don't see a lot of pintail and widgeon here. And I've been hunting in Minnesota for 12 years. And if you're saying this is all because of early teal season, then I feel that you're wrong because we haven't had a lot of pintail and widgeon breeding here for the last 12 years. So,
Is it possible that they migrate north, east, west, or south
But they're
after
not
they're born?
But they're not breeding here,
Hey,
Joey.
no. Answer
You
my
said
question.
they're breeding here.
No. Answer my question though.
What's your question?
Is it possible that
they migrate
we're-
north?
Is it possible that they migrate in any direction after that they're born and they can fly?
Yeah, but earlier you literally said to
So
me
what
we're a
time-
big breeding state for
We
pintail
are.
and widgeon.
We are.
Just one last thing for me before we end this. I am looking at maps, and most of the pintail and the widgeon maps end
West
right.
Coast.
Well, no, they end right at the Minnesota border. It's North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, and a bunch of Canada. But those two species ends right at about Minnesota. The teal and mallards are all of Minnesota, but widgeon and pintail are mostly west.
Sure.
From what I'm looking at.
Sure. Back in the day, before you started hunting,
With
Now
the
you
train
sound
cars.
like the
No.
skies were black, huh? Were the skies black, bud?
yeah, the skies were black.
Skies were black, dude. And then this early teal came along and it fucked us in the ass.
We were shooting a lot. Like a lot.
All right, man.
Like a lot.
You sound like a disgruntled old timer.
Say what you will.
The skies were black. We were breeding thousands of them here.
Say
Seen
what you
them all
will.
over.
I think shooting before it's I don't know what the word is. What's the word? Moral. I think shooting before it's moral. Like if you go and shoot them when they have eggshells on their head, it's not very moral. If
In
you
September?
wait, yeah, if you wait till late September, yeah, I think that our duck season shouldn't start until middle of October.
Sure. When do they breed?
They breed
In Minnesota.
anytime. They breed any. Carter, help me out. They breed anytime between May
Yeah, that's not very.
and August, depending if they have a first or a second hatch.
April through the beginning of August.
Okay. So I was 1 month off.
Yeah. A lot of birds breed in May through like June.
Right. And it
So-
takes them a month or two to get their flight feathers.
I'm just saying I don't think you're seeing a huge difference. I agree with you that we should have season start in October. But the fact of the matter
So
is
then
you're
the
going
teal
from,
season should just be gone.
right now, teal's a great way to get
Oops.
people out when it's
Oops.
still nice out. But I don't think that your argument that early teal is changing how many widgeon and pintail we shoot on duck opener, that's a joke.
That wasn't my staple argument, but okay.
It was, dude. Your whole argument
No,
started
it
because
was
you were
all
saying that we
puddle
suddenly
ducks.
shoot less puddle ducks now because of early teal.
Yeah, puddle ducks, not two puddle ducks.
You brought up the widgeon,
Mallards,
the
widgeon,
pintail.
pintail.
I think we'll see. We'll just let the poll come out.
Poll will be on Instagram. You can vote who won.
Yep. All right.
Guys,
Play some
if-
Cameleon, dude.
if you wanna support the guy you didn't want to pick the topic, go ahead and support Cal. Go ahead. You know, if you want to get more people in the sport versus everyone else in the country shooting more birds, support me.
Yeah, that's just not true. Love you
It's
guys.
not true.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
It's not true because Cal knows that he lost his debate again.
I think I mopped the fucking floor with you this time,
I don't
actually.
think you did.
If we're being honest, I think we should get rid of TLC.
You think we should get rid of it?
Yeah, but I'm forced to make
Why,
an argument,
why do you
bud.
think we should get rid of it?
That's not what we're talking about here. That's not what we're talking about here.
You have to pick sides.
I kicked your ass in that.
You did not.
Hey, one more
No,
thing.
you got loud.
One more thing, though.